Alright, so to replace the power steering cooler, we're going to take the grill off, unbolt the cooler, disconnect the lines, remove the cooler, install the cooler, bolt it in, add fluid, put it back together. Thanks for watching and subscribe. You got a small problem with this 2003 Silverado. Coming right down with the driver's side, it keeps leaving these spots. All down here, it's all wet with power steering fluid. And one of the things I noticed when I first looked at it, it's all the way up here by the bumper. So it's almost like it's dripping down there and then just kind of blowing back, you know, as you're driving. If we shine the light through the grill back here, that long, narrow, tubey looking thing is the power steering cooler. It looks like that motherfucker's leaking. So to get to that cooler, the first thing we got to do is pull the grill off this thing. We got a series of push pins we got to pull out of here. We're going to use our special tool for the job. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm just going to swing these things out and pull the headlights out. Come on, motherfucker. The only thing that really holds this grill on are these clips. And they take a little finagling to get out. No biggie. Take some channel locks. You're not going to be able to see this, but there's also a couple clips down there. Alright, now with that grill out of the way, we can get a good look at this cooler. If I take my finger, that's power steering fluid. I mean, you can look at it visually. You can tell this thing's rusted out. So the lines come off our cooler. They head over here towards the driver's side. And they pop out right underneath this little cover right here. So all we got to do is find where the lines go and disconnect them. Probably hard as fuck to see that. It's like this one right here. And our other one goes right here. There she be, one motherfucking cooler. So while we're here, we're just gonna clean this mess up a little bit. This is the part number of the cooler, right from GM. Now the cool thing about this, when you get this OE shit, they have these little retainers on here. So when we get the hose on, all we got to do is just pull this thing off, and then this little clamp is going to self-lock. So that's pretty cool. Now let's take a little bit of steering fluid, just kind of lubricate her so they go back on easier. So I fished out the ends of the hoses. So I'll just take the little one. You might not be able to see it, but he's just going to go right back on the power steering rack. And you definitely ain't going to be able to see this, but we're just going to slide him onto the reservoir tube. Like I was telling you, all you gotta do is take some pliers, wiggle him off. It's done. It's on. Just grab him tight. Bam. And then put these in your toolbox so you can lock those spring-loaded clips down later. Yeah? Was she getting us power steering fluid?
I hope so.
Alright, if she doesn't, she's fired. Now there is an official fill procedure for this truck. You can see on here it says full cold. They want you to fill it up to that line initially. Power steering fluid. So let's see where we are. Now we're way over that line, but it's okay. 'Cause we've got
Totally fucked that up.
no, because the cooler doesn't have any oil in it. What they want you to do is to jack the vehicle up and then turn the steering wheel full lock to full lock, meaning turn it all the way to the left and turn it all the way to the right like 15 straight times. But in a real world, we don't do that shit. We're just going to start it up. We're going to go lock to lock real slow. I'm going to keep my eye on the reservoir and keep adding fluid while my man turns it from lock to lock. Look at them tires. Things are fucked up. We're gonna let this thing run for a minute, let the fluid get nice and hot, and then we're gonna put this thing back together. All right, mates, we've had the truck running for like 10 minutes. We don't have any fucking drips. So I think we're good. We're just gonna shut this thing off and we're gonna recheck the fluid level. Hey Poindexter, can you shut this off? Now we're checking the fluid while it's hot. So we have the full cold mark here and we have the full hot mark way up here. So let's see where we are. You can see the wetness on my hand because sometimes the steering fluid's hard to see on the stick, but we're like right there on the full mark. So we are golden here. So that's pretty much it for the cooler replacement on this thing. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the truck back together. Get our trim piece back up on here. Well, when I do these at work, the total parts and labor, it's like in the $320 range. We did it ourselves for, I think it was 84 bucks for the cooler. A bottle of power steering fluid was like, what'd she say, 6 bucks or something? 5 bucks. Can of brake clean and some rags, a couple hand tools, no problem.